Hello and welcome back to Boring Dead Gamer, where today we're going to be playing some more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Now, before we start, I'm going to head into settings, because some of the recent videos in this series have been having problems with sound, with the sound just muting for, 3 or 4 minutes at a time. I thought it was a problem with OBS, but actually, I think it's actually an issue with the YouTube system for muting copyrighted songs. It seems to be, rather than muting just the songs, it's muting all sound while that song is playing, which is a problem. So I think I'm going to have to just turn the music off, unfortunately, which is a shame because I enjoy the music. But if it's going to be muting all sound, if I try and get rid of the copyrighted bits, then that's no good. So we'll continue without music, I'm afraid. So hopefully that's okay. Right, so we are in our 17th year at the start of. It's not quite our birthday yet. I think we'll have a little stroll round first of all. We'll try to see if there's anyone who has anything in particular to say to us. In terms of what we'll do, I'll probably head out for the expeditions again. It may open up, I believe there's a 4th area for us to go and check out, because I remember we were looking at the map, there was another one. There's no one here already. Oh no, Mars wants to chat. Okay. Good-o. You know, Solana, you're all right, says Mars as you approach. You blink at her, trying to figure out what she means. You're an all right what? At your stunned silence, Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder. You're all right, she repeats. You actually have good taste, unlike all these other nullheads. Ever since we landed, it's been help with this Mars, and don't waste resources on that Mars. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. Do we? You shoot the breeze with Mars a bit longer. At some point, Dis skulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where is he going now? Mars mutters to you, then raises her voice so Dis can hear. Try not to get eaten by aliens, she calls out to Dis. If you die out there, they can't use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. Get lost, Dis. I guess he's I'm not gonna be rude to my boy Dis. Shut up, Mars. Dis is cool. You say it loud enough for Dis to hear. He looks at you with wide eyes before scurrying towards the walls. There we go. We're pretty high friendship with Dis. Oh, she liked us for that. Huh. Mars says with a little smile. No accounting for taste. She seems to respect that you challenged her. -1 kudos. She watches Dis disappear from sight and then shrugs. Maybe you can get through to him. I've tried, but he doesn't care about contributing to the colony, or being popular, or earning kudos, or anything important. What do you contribute, Mars? Mars laughs and puts her hands on her hips. I contribute plenty, and you know it, Solana. People need someone to tell them what to do, don't they? Oh, Mars. It's going to be difficult getting to know you, and there's a good chance we don't bother. Right, let's head out for expeditions. Being the start of a new year, it's entirely possible it'll open up the new area. Yeah, so if we look at the map, you can see we've done the Prosaic Plains, Valley of Vertigo, Resting Ridges, and nearby. So it's the subaqueous swamp we want to go to next. So if we go to the ridge, maybe they'll open up the next area. Or maybe not. Maybe it's time linked and we need to be in a certain year or part of a year before that will happen. I'm going to do a little stroll around for collectibles and any sort of yellow events. I'm not going to do that one. We've done that one a couple of times, I think. Ah, Utopia's there. That's if we talk to it, it'll probably open up a new area. I noticed there was some more stuff to collect, so I just thought I'd have a quick look. Alright, we'll go back to Utopia. Utopia has sent a team of geologists to get a closer look at this region's weird terrain. You come across them working, and Utopia beckons you over. Solana, she says, drawing everyone's attention to you. Solana, come here. Solana's been working in this area a while, and I'm sure he's got plenty of information on what's out here. The geologists politely turn towards you and listen. Okay, I'm just wondering if we've done this one before. I can't remember. Here's what we've got so far, Utopia says, speaking directly to you. Judging from how the layers of sedimentation are broken up, this place used to be pretty flat. There must have been a ton of earthquake activity, ripping up the land and bringing up these huge ridges. We have done this before. Oh well. We can date the quakes around the time a lot of these ruins were created, she adds, and we're looking, but we haven't seen anything built after them. Like that was it for the old convergent domain. These broken up layers are the same across the planet. Something sure happened about 20,000 years ago. We'll share our findings on the Gardener's Array. The what now? Utopia asks. Oh, I ain't never heard of that, she says, and the geologists all exchange similar looks. You explain that the convergent domain had this huge computer network, and some of it is still running. It was used to study and maintain the planet. It might even be dangerous. Utopia doesn't look convinced. Well, I'm not one to throw out a theory, but that's pretty far-fetched, Solana. All we've seen are ruins. She squints and thinks it over. Well, if that's true, maybe something went wrong with this array and it overloaded all the solar crystals. That level of cataclysmic disaster is the sort of thing that might end a civilization. That doesn't look good, does it? Don't mention Sim. Help them work. You set up a drone hive to measure the sediment layers alongside the cliff and learn a few things about rocks. Got some more engineering stuff from this encounter, that's good. Alright, so yeah, I did wonder if that might activate the next expedition zone, but it did not. But we're going to see if we can find Sim. Maybe he's got something new to say. Something to advance our sort of story a little bit. He has got something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away. Right, let's talk to him. You're enjoying a relatively uneventful second sun of taking readings for one of Utopia's geological surveys when... Ooh, 20 stress. Your world shifts on an unnatural axis as Sim comes crashing, seemingly out of thin air, grappling with a skyfish almost as big as he is. Look out, he calls to you, though it's far too late for that. The ground rushes up to meet you, and it's all you can do to close your eyes and protect your head. To make matters worse, in the ensuing tussle they completely crush the delicate scanning equipment you'd just finished setting up. Oh, Utopia's going to be so upset. What the heck was that? You yell at Sim, who just shrugs helplessly while he holds the skyfish at bay. It's a whole damn mess. What's he doing, bare-knuckle boxing with skyfish? Honestly. The skyfish flops around pitifully, then springs back into the sky and flies away, trilling in distress. It didn't even look dangerous, really. Solana, Sim croaks, and you turn your attention to him. Blood is pouring from a wound on his chest where one of the skyfish's spines must have pierced his otherwise perfect skin. It's the kind of thing that will definitely leave a scar, or worse. Holding the wound closed, Sim smiles sheepishly. I guess my future sight isn't always 20/20. You can see the future? He grins. Yo, you think it's just a coincidence that I'm always there at exactly the right time to save you. At night when I'm when I'm asleep, he corrects himself, I sometimes see visions of things that are going to happen, or at least that could happen. My dreams aren't always true, Sim says, wincing as he applies pressure to the wound. The paths branch and converge. Time is more like a web than a line, I think. He smiles weakly, but always in the center, there's you. You're at the center of my web too, wink wink. Sim coughs. I'm flattered, Sugarbug. I didn't know you thought of me that way. I can't tell you how this future sight works, Sim continues. To be honest, I don't even know, but if you're curious... He's clearly grappling with something, and not just the sluggishly bleeding wound in his chest. His voice drops. You might look for answers under the light of the wormhole in Glow, he confesses. You press him for more, but he begs you simply leave him to handle his injury in peace. Ooh, okay, well, we'll hopefully get the option to do something like that next Glow. So yeah, I think it was valuable coming here to speak with him. A bit disappointed we haven't opened up the next zone yet, but maybe later. A little strange device over here. I just think I'm just wandering at this point. Oh, there's another flower. It's like I'm wearing a superhero cape or something. That's interesting. I think that's a yellow one. Have we done this one before? Maybe. Okay. You and Dis are exploring the ruined wormhole observatory again. It feels so familiar. And apologies for the barking. My daughter is playing with the dog outside. You've dreamed about this place many times, and it's like you're just remembering it all now. This time the dream memories grip you. You wander as if sleepwalking down familiar paths. You look up and see the wormhole faint in the sky above. The time is right to observe it. Dis tries to keep up. "Where are you going?" he asks angrily. You don't answer. You're trying to concentrate on finding the place. Finding the place. ... I thought it was going to lead into another sentence. You approach the large pyramid in the centre of the complex. Beside it is one of the smaller elevators, a little monolith with a round iris door. This is the place. Your head throbs with it. Even standing outside, you know there's something down there. Let's find a way in. You look for one of those elevator monoliths near the pyramid and then find it, but it's overgrown with snaking vines and brambles, with very large flowers all over. You could push through them, but Dis stops you and shows you a Geiger counter reading on his holopalm. These flowers seem to be radioactive. Your suit won't protect you for long. We can neutralize the radiation. We know how to do that. Pass on by, no problem. Good thing you studied this plant earlier and know its wily ways. Tickle it just so, and the radioactive flowers close. It parts to let you through. You enter the elevator, thankfully still working, and descend beneath the ground. It opens to a kind of antechamber room with an exit at the other end, leading to the heart of the pyramid. There are glyphs carved into crystal panels on the walls, symbols that resemble the wormhole. Getting quite stressed here. You start across the room. The further you go, the more your head swims. You have to pause. You think you might faint. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Wait, maybe this is a bad idea. We're going to keep going. The fog slowly clears from your eyes. Your head still hurts, but you can think again. Dis looks concerned, even going so far as to reach out to steady you. Are you okay? Try to explain it to him. It's hard to put into words. You just say, my head hurts. Obviously, he says. But no, it's more than that. You're seeing things. It's kind of like the array and kind of like a dream. But you feel that something super important is up ahead and you need to see it. Maybe we'd better leave, Dis says nervously. You don't look so good. Keep going. More stress. Past the antechamber is a long hallway sloping down. Things around you are starting to look kind of weird, like two slightly different realities overlapping. Dis's face is starting to phase in and out of existence. You're hit with a strong wave of dizziness and nausea. Things seem to move in slow motion, but also far too fast. You lean over and... Okay, we can do this because our reasoning is high enough. Only just high enough, I think. Whew! By one. Alright, concentrate. Mind over matter. You keep going. At the bottom of the hallway are more crystal panels on the walls, many facets broken. Or are they whole? The walls have crumbled and roots creep over everything, but also, they don't. Every time you blink, the room seems to flip and swim between the two realities. All the same, you feel absolutely compelled to continue. What is with this place? Dis is both there and not there. The part of him which exists looks concerned. We need to leave now, he says. This place is hurting you. There's a round iris door at the end of the hall. Are you sure you want to go any further? Yes. 75 stress. You pass through the doorway into a large square chamber with a sloping ceiling. Your sense of this place, of the vibrations, is telling you this must be directly under the big pyramid on the surface. The floor and even the air here thrums with vibrating energy. Oh, even I can feel it now too, Dis mutters behind you, rubbing his head. The room is empty except for a raised platform in the middle, which looks enticingly like a bed, which is convenient because you are definitely going to faint this time. You collapse onto the platform and are overcome by a spectacular migraine headache. It feels like your head is going to explode. Well, we're going to focus on the pain. +1 to blue cards, that's pretty good. One slot becomes 4. +1 bonus to straights we've got there. 87's quite a tough target to hit. We could do 2, 3, 4 and get rid of some of these rubbish cards. Not bad. That becomes 4. 4 is going to be really annoying. Because anything I put there is going to become a 4. So we should probably put the 3 there, right? I guess we should try and make a pair. Maybe 2 pair. It's going to leave us with a lot to do this round. Oh, it becomes 4. That's horrible. This can become 10. I think maybe we're just going to go with... Alright, we'll put that 1 there, so at least we're getting more from that. We need the 3 gem cards now. I guess we'll put the red there and then try and make a bit of a 3 card straight. It's not enough, so what can we do here? Yeah, that 4 is so annoying. Got to get +11 somehow. We can try and make that blue, maybe. That helps a bit. If we make that a 7, if we can add 2 to that, perhaps. Oh, okay. And that was as many as we could get. That's pretty good. Oh, good. What's all this? Bravery, empathy, reasoning, engineering, perception, bravery, empathy. Not bad. You slip into some kind of waking dream, layers upon layers of visions. Dis is your lover, or Mars, or Tammy. You're a boy and a girl, or both and neither. Young and old, a farmer, a hunter, a politician. You're dead, and you're alive, and you've never been born. Time unravels before you, an infinite tapestry crumbling wherever you look. It's all very weird. You see the web of possibilities and understand what time truly is. It's all happening at once, and none of it will ever happen. It's only sheer chance that any one possibility comes into existence, not any intrinsic truth of the universe or fate. It's just a glimpse, probably over in a second, but a glimpse of an eternity you can hardly fathom. Then you see the wormhole, enormous in a starry sky. You look down and see yourself on a plateau gazing up at it. You recognize the place, a gnarlwood bluff not far from the colony, alive with the phosphorance of glow season. This you seems expectant, as if waiting for something momentous to arrive, something that will change everything. Your vision is crystal clear and you feel in control, in a way you haven't since you started having these visions. You know you must go there. Okay, reduce some stress anyway. Ow, my head. You wake up feeling refreshed. Your headache is gone. You're still a little dizzy, but the room has stopped spinning and has returned to one singular reality again. The vibrations have stilled. Dis's face fills your vision. Solana, he exclaims. Solana, are you okay? Tell Dis what you saw. He listens in awe. Oh, what's this? Ooh. And an interjection as you describe your visions. Why didn't I see it? He sighs. I was here too. I want to know everything. Maybe from a past life. This is our first run through. We haven't had a past life. I'm going to do the juicy bits. You tell Dis that you saw visions of yourself and him being intimate. His face goes red. What? He squeaks. I mean, without my clothes on? Oh, He looks away, embarrassed. Tell him about your dreams. You tell Dis about how not only did you see all those visions, but you believe they're real. You've lived them, or some of them anyway. They're as real as the life you're living now. He listens intently, then nods. I believe you, he says simply. You look at him in shock, but he just reaches out and puts his hand over yours. I know what it's like when people don't. I'm not going to do that to you. You don't know what any of this means yet, but you're one step closer to figuring it out. You feel like you've just had some kind of mega prophecy, but it was too much all at once and too hard to understand. Could the convergent domain handle this kind of information? Could they remember past lives like you? Is that what this room, this observatory, was meant for? The only thing you remember clearly from the visions is the image of yourself during glow season, standing at the top of that gnarlwood bluff just outside the colony, waiting for something. Oh, unlock. Explore glow. Nice. We'll definitely be doing that. Alright, head home, I suppose. Well, that was worthwhile, I think. Pretty good. We haven't actually maxed out engineering, so that might be something we want to do. We've got 11 to go on that. I mean, if we're going to be exploring glow, I'd quite like to get things like toughness up. Maybe animals as well. So we'll see if we can find a way to do those things. I know you can do sports ball to get a bit of toughness, but it's not much. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope. Not for just this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honour, the Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organising it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. I guess I could go. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourselves. And yourself specifically. It is your birthday, after all. The lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone is dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognise some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holomags, every inch of her primped, painted and perfumed. Solana, happy birthday! I'm glad you could make it, she says over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song request a congruence and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars sceptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like Earth, duh. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. He winks at you. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behaviour. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition to his glass. Who says it's going to be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something with a fast pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Ooh, it's time to dance. Alright, let's dance. Maybe we'll get some toughness. You, Rex and Mars take to the dance floor. After a while, an enemy follows, pulling Vase behind her. You all dance until it feels like your heart is going to burst, from excitement, from exertion, and from the sheer joy of throwing yourself around the room with your friends. Nomi, who's playing DJ with congruence, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. What was her voice again? Was she Irish? I can't remember. She's going to be Irish. Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily. Or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? We're going to dance with Dis. Dis is standing over by the DJ screen, helping Nomi with the song selection. He freezes up when you ask him to dance, stammering an excuse, but Nomi gives him a playful shove towards you. Go dance with Solana, they say. I can handle things. Dancing with Dis is a bit of a disaster. Neither of you knows where to put your hands, and despite spending the entire song looking at his feet, Dis still manages to step on yours. He holds you rigid-armed and rocks back and forth mechanically until the song mercifully comes to an end. Other couples don't seem to have your lack of chemistry. Anemone and Vase have skipped dancing and gone straight to sucking face. Dis stares at them for just a bit longer than is appropriate, then blushes and flees the dance floor. After the slow songs, Nomi spins Congruence's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's here-speak, hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rhett. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult to stop the music, but Lum just raises his hands and smiles indulgently.
Look at all of you, he says. Young pioneers, I look at you and I see the future, not just of this colony, but all of humanity.
You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before.
Red hair, good man, real good man, really, the best of the colony. Shared this poem from a great Earth poet. Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight on the eve of something really big.
He clears his throat and reads from his hollow palm.
We cannot tarry here. We must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful, sinewy races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go on the unknown ways. Pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing we, and piercing deep the minds within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving. Pioneers, oh pioneers.
I'll applaud politely.
Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. What do you think the poem means, kids? He asks. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony, politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us?
He clenches his fist evocatively in the air.
No, he exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Vatumna by the balls and make it respect us.
He points to you specifically.
I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls.
To your left, Vase and an enemy lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave, and the music spins back up again, but only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else has broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are angry. I don't want to attack the animals. This is bullshit, Cal exclaims, causing a few heads to turn. They're not even going to try to figure out why the animals are attacking us. They're just going to kill, kill, kill. He waves his arms over his head. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? Dis clearly agrees, though much more quietly. They don't even know what's out there, he mutters. They have no idea what they're up against. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to find your dad has stayed up to make sure you got home safe. He's never done that before. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you see his sad eyes and you know that time is over. Wow. Yeah, this Lum guy, asshole. We're not going to be attacking stuff. But we are going to be going out into Glow. You bet your bottom we'll be doing that. Okay. I want to go and buy... because I was saving up for 200 for one of those gear things. So let's go and do that. I wanted... was it plus 15 to all skills? I think it was. Now, I mean, that sounds really good, doesn't it? We won't get the bonuses, but you know, for checks and stuff, we will. So I think that's worth it. So I think It's only +1 bonus to straights, isn't it? I think I'll replace my Vricky. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we can see all our skills have taken a little bump. So hopefully if we can do more engineering, it will fill up with blue, and then we'll get any, bonus. I mean, it's at 80... Okay, it's saying 100 out of 100. I think it was on 89, though, wasn't it? So what I want to do, I think, is... I want to see if there's other things I can do to increase toughness. Maybe the moving soil and stuff in here. We actually get 3 toughness for this, so I think I'm going to do this. I want to get... If we're going to be going out to glow, I want to be a lot tougher. And we can also tend to animals as well. But let's start off with this. It's not always shoveling. You sometimes get to control the huge robotic vehicle that has been fitted with a plough. The robo-plough is massive and intimidating, and can easily grind through rocks or even trees. But the colony only has one, so you have to be very careful when you can give it instructions. You're tasked with taking a bunch of rocks out of a field and given the robo-plough to do it. Cal is loading its software up on his holopalm, and there is a lot going on there. All these digital gauges and a long list of possible subroutines with parameters to enter. Solana, he says, nervously poking the interface. Do you want to try doing this? Okay, they're quite weak cards, because obviously this was supposed to be done a lot earlier in the game, but I'm going to do the robo-plough. Easy peasy. You give it the dimensions of the field you're ploughing, the desired depth, and add a subroutine for rocks, rock removal indicating the general size of the rocks. I'll probably try and forget that at some point. Oh, actually lose stress. The machine whirs and adjusts its digging tools, and then sets to work. You get the field cleared in record time, and you and Cal enjoy a half day off. Should be a fairly easy one here, 36. Well, it's a red challenge, so we should probably do reds. 3 ones there. Yeah, great. I mean, we're gonna do these, I think, aren't we? Guess we'll do that. Yeah, we'll just stick that in there. Oh, great, we maxed it out. That's good. 7 toughness for that. Awesome. Is that because we're still heroic? So yeah, if we do that again, we should get that again. That'd be quite good. Why do we look so moody in that thing? Maybe is it stress related? Could be. Awesome. I think we'll actually do that again. Because as I said, I want that toughness up. As per the usual, we'll do a quick trip round and see if there's anything we can do to speak to anyone. She might give Mars a gift. I'll do the same with Dis. I'd quite like to get Dis to maximum relationship standard by the end of the game. Soldiers are arseholes, Dis says, scowling at a group of them just outside earshot. They stomp through the forest like they own it. They kill whatever they don't understand. They talk about how they're protecting us, but they're only making it worse. Does this interest you, this strange device? I know it does. Dis's eyes light up when he sees your gift. Blah, 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 blah. We've said this before. We're at 8. I think that's 8 out of 10. Yeah. Cool. We'll try Mars as well. Oh. It's too soon to give her another gift. We've obviously done that. Alright. Oh, we still can't do persuasion. Even with the plus 15, we're still rubbish at it. Okay. Nomi Nomi? Too soon for a gift. She actually doesn't have a game, like a task to do with us. Got you a present. Have a stick. Look at his face. Is that his Insta face? I think it must be. Tang. We need 80 reasoning, and we have, even with the boost, we're on 71. I think we've said that before. What does Tang like? She might like an alien device as well. Somewhat. Okay, what about an enemy? Oh, we could train with her. Might get some more toughness doing that. An enemy suggests you practice some hand-to-hand combat, then kicks your butt in the absolute most literal sense. 3 toughness. She leans over you while you're lying on the floor, completely gassed. You okay? She laughs. I didn't go too hard, right? Nice. We're on the toughness bandwagon now, so that was pretty good. We didn't give her a gift though, did we? We could try doing that. I don't know what she'll like. What could we give her? I mean, I've got loads of these yellow flowers. Let's try that. Somewhat. Somewhat unimpressed. I don't like vase. I'm not even going to talk to you. Or shall I? No, I don't. Vase is an asshole. I don't want to get to know him better. All right, we're gonna go back to digging soil because I'll get another toughness boost. You notice you've started to get a tan from all the time outside for the first time in your life. Weird. Get to work. Get to work. Right, 32. 1 becomes 4, which is a bit annoying. Because I could do 5, 6, 7 if it wasn't for that. I could do 5, 6, 7, 8 if it wasn't for that. Annoying. Sigh. I mean, it's 32. I don't think we'll have a problem anyway. I'm just going to stick these cards in. We'll stick the 1. We'll stick the 1 in there. Stick all the high cards in. I'm sure that's enough. It's exact. Yeah. Got 6 this time. That's fine. We're going to have to rest soon, aren't we? We could take 10 more stress, but actually I think we could do an activity, but then the following month we'll have to rest. So I think we will. What's Dis got going on? Dis is relaxing in the back of one of the expedition vehicles, absorbed in a holonovel. You clear your throat and he jumps up and gives you an awkward but genuine smile. Hey, Solana, he says, pulling his legs out of the way so you can climb in beside him. It's getting harder to find places to be alone here, don't you think? I'd kill to be out exploring, but Utopia insisted we have a rest day. He rolls his eyes. Dis closes his holonovel and sighs. It's just so crowded here, he complains, and it's boring. I'd rather be out there with Sim learning about his planet, or this planet. Dis continues looking wistful. He folds his hands over his heart. He's so interesting. I could talk to him forever, you know, like we really connect. Have you gotten much out of him? Yeah, Dis exclaims, sitting up straighter. Well, I mean, sort of. He still says there's stuff I'm not supposed to know yet, but I've figured out a lot on my own. The biggest thing is that the planet is basically all connected, like a fungal network that's so old and complex that it's practically like a computer, he says, talking fast and excited. And not just the mushrooms, the trees, the animals, even the rocks and the water. Dis smiles. He didn't want me to know that one, he confides in you, but I guessed it. Remember how your dad got sick every year from the pollen, and it was actually fungal spores? Well, I just started thinking from there, and yeah, it's like every year the planet refreshes its communication network with fresh spores. It's so cool. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, how about the fact that Sim is really old, like really, really old, Dis continues, like probably thousands of years old. Sometimes he talks about stuff from ancient history like he was really there, because he totally was. Dis laughs a little, but he still acts like a kid sometimes, you know, like he loves holovids and candy and playing tricks. I knew that. Oh, right, Dis says. He said that you helped him get access to the holovid archive. Good job, by the way. Oh, and I've seen other gardeners, Dis says quietly. They don't look like Sim at all. They look like, well, they look scary. Whoa, no way. Okay, one more, Dis says, his face going pink. The gardeners don't have clothes. Sim was naked when I met him. I had to bring him clothes from the colony. Are you blushing? No, Dis stammers, his face going even more red. It was just really embarrassing, okay? He was naked. I didn't know where to look. What about you? Dis asks. What has he told you? Well, Dis listens intently. Sim's hair seems alive. Dis rolls his eyes. Well, duh. Anyone who sees him knows that, he says. It like moves, right? I thought I was imagining it, but it's kind of like how plants move to face the sunlight. That's all I know. I wish we could tell people about Sim, Dis says. I feel like if people knew him like we do, they'd realise that what we're doing here is wrong. But I'm scared that if I tell someone, Sim will never talk to me again. He says we're not ready. We can't tell anyone what we know. I know, Dis mumbles, sighing as he thunks his head against the window of the cab. I don't want to mess up whatever plan they have. I just want to help, though, you know? I know. Dis nods and turns away, done with this conversation. Yeah. I think this is why we get along so well with Dis. I know he's difficult to warm to, and I think that's intentional. But he likes to explore, he likes the planet and getting to know it and, you know, sort of live in harmony with it, and that's kind of what I'm all about as well. And I think Cal's like that as well to an extent, and I do like Cal. But Dis is more sort of wants to know what the world's all about and what the alien stuff's all going on there. And that's very much what's sort of most interesting me too. So that's pretty cool. Question is what I do now. We need 3 more to kind of max out animals with this boost that we're getting. So I might... Oh, there's a crystal up here. So I might do that next. Toughness with the boost is up to 67 now. I'd like to maybe get it to 80 before glow. Alright, let's tend to... Okay, well, let's work down these. What does work on farm get us? Biology, which we've got maxed. And toughness, which isn't bad. Xenobotany, again the biology we've maxed out. Tend to animals, which is probably the one we're going to do. Yeah, let's do that. An unusual face greets you as you enter the barn. Tangent looks terribly out of place here, crisp white and clean in amongst all the mud and excrement. She's clearly hesitant to even take a step further in and winces when you wheel up to her with your wheelbarrow of muck destined for the compost heap. Solana, I've come to see what good work you do here, she says. Really good work, I can see that. A bristle slug lows from its pen and Tang clears her throat. It's too bad most of autumnal animals are so violent, she says, lowering her voice. She nods approvingly to the bristle slug pen. If only they could all be tamed like this. Do you have a point, Tang? Of course I do, she huffs. It's called making conversation. I'm here on behalf of Chief Engineer Instance, she continues. We need access to these bristle slugs. What for? Cal says, popping his head up from one of the stalls. It better not be for any weird experiments. For your information, it is for experiments, Tang retorts. Important ones, too. More important than whatever you're doing. We need living Vitumnan creatures to incubate a new anti-venom, she says. I need samples. Skin, hair, blood, flesh, eggs, teeth. Cal throws his rake to the ground. What? He exclaims. No way! I'm not letting you take their teeth. What's wrong with you? Tang rolls her eyes. Oh, like you can't just breed more, she says. Or just capture them. There's a whole planet full of animals out there, isn't there? She turns to you. Solana, come on. If we develop a new anti-venom, it'll help keep our explorers safe. I'll even name it after you, or him, whatever. She sticks her tongue out at Cal, who scowls. Oh. I think we should, because I feel like the poison thing's probably going to come into it at some point. And if we don't have it, you know, we might lose someone. Alright, if you think that's best. Tang smiles primly. Of course I think this is best, she says. Besides, if you have a problem, you can take it up with Instance. Cal tries to protest more, but she sweeps past you both before he can get a word in. You get the distinct impression her heels would click, if not for the mud. Cal looks uncomfortable. That was weird, right? He says. Your dad hasn't said anything about animal testing. It really doesn't feel right. He shivers. They can get pretty creepy over there in engineering, he says. I just hope they don't hurt the bristle slugs too bad. Why do they need to test stuff on Vitumnan animals if the antivenom is for humans anyway? Okay, we've got one card locked in slot, which is an 8, so I'm not going to moan too much about that. This one's weird. The card to the right becomes 5. If it was to the left, it would be better, because then that would help with, straights a bit more. Well, this is going to get +2 for every other gem, so I think we'll have that. We can bring that up to 8, can't we? So actually that will be a pair. Let's do that. And this will get +1 for other gems. That's up to 5. How do we do? Yeah, fine. Hey! Animals. Okay, with the boost from our artifact, we're at 100 for that now. Oh, I've got 11 kudos. Cool. We are maxed for stress, however. Alright. So, I think we should rest, obviously. And I'll probably do it on the walls again, because that kind of boosts friendship with Dis also. Yeah. The view from on top of the towers is stunning. In almost every direction you see the untouched beauty of Autumnus spill out before you. Well, except for where they've cut down a bunch of mush trees, and where the expedition's vehicles have churned up the dirt, and where the drainage system has made a big muddy puddle, and, oh dear. Yeah. Alright, -100 stress. I might lose the wild card because it doesn't... Putting on your scary face, it doesn't really help, to be honest. So I'm going to lose that. Okay, so maybe a quick trip around, see if anyone's in a chatty kind of mood. And assuming the answer to that is no, I think we'll do toughness again. I think we'll do more shoveling mud, because I feel like that is going to be quite important during Glow Expedition. And I want to be prepared. It's absolutely impossible to get the dirt out from under your nails. You try and try, but it's almost like they're stained. Gross. You don't want to think about what's under there. Cards with gems are wild. Ooh. 37. +2 if this has their highest value. So that'll become a 9. But then if I put that 9 down, it will drop down to a 7 again, won't it? That could be a 6 if I use this card. I think it was good enough. Only 5 toughness this time. So with the bonus, we're up to 72 now. So yeah, a couple more of those, I think. A couple more of those, and we'll feel a bit in better shape. You're taking a lunch break with Cal and talking about edible autumnal plants. Did you know that the dirt and climate and stuff, it actually changes the taste of what you eat? Cal says, spooning chickpea curry into his mouth. So the stuff we grow in the dirt here actually tastes different than what we grow in hydroponics, and it all tastes different than it did on the ship or on Earth. It's called terroir. I think that's how you say that. Like terror, you know, like Earth. He smiles, a few grains of rice falling from his mouth. Man, I can't wait to eat more native plants, he says. I just think they're going to be better for us, you know. Like we breathe the air, and we drink the water, so why are we still eating Earth food? Wow, Cal sounds a lot more sophisticated than you took him for. Like terroir? Really? You're thinking about this when Cal scoops up a handful of red soil. I wonder if autumnal dirt tastes different. Let's find out, he says, bringing it to his mouth. The spice must flow. Yeah, 'cause that's a gem card, so they're always good. Wait, at least use some spices. 1 creativity and 2 friendship with Cal. How are we doing with friendship with him, incidentally? I think we're 5 out of 10. You suggest that instead of eating dirt, Cal could eat something that grows in the dirt. Maybe something like grass roots that you turn up when tilling fields. Your dad says they're edible, with a strong spicy taste, kind of like ginger. You make a curry with veggies from the greenhouses, eggplant and peppers and tomatoes. All sort of small and sad, because Earth stuff doesn't grow all that well here. You spice it up with a native gingerish root. It's tangy and a little sweet. Okay, that's going to become a 4, which is actually, because it's there, that's not too bad. So I could stick like a 1 there and get a 4 from it. I've got a 5, plus 1 for each gem on other card. Okay. Plus 1 for each gem. Okay, can we get that up to... We can get that up to a 5, actually. Because if that's 5, 6... So I put the 7 there. I would want to swap those around, I think. 4, 5, and then that should become... Oh, that becomes a 7. I mean, it's a win. And it's a bit inelegant. Or plus 1 for each gem. Now that becomes a 5. Oh, I don't know. So a win is a win. Alright. This year's Vertumnalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums, supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides out of command on a grand red carpet and ascends the stage to raucous applause.
Thank you, everyone, he calls out over the din. Look at you, look at this colony. Finally, truly united. All it took was a common enemy, he declares. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good human people, and I see a fire in your eyes, and I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay, Vertumna. Do you hear me? He raises his arms and roars. Do you hear me, Vertumna? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. Lum gestures for Security Chief Rhett to join him on stage and then continues. The original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not of rampant, chaotic growth. He clenches his fist into a hand. Sorry, his hand into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumna won't be safe for human life until the aliens are eradicated. Rhett crosses his arms and nods his agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is letting on. Who's this? Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshakes and fist bumps. In the vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes the podium and clears their throat. Ahem. I want to announce that this will be the last year that festival contests will be held. What? A sound of protest rises from the crowd, and near the front, Lum just shrugs theatrically and mouths, Not my fault. Seek looks down at him pointedly, then continues, This war will use our colony resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable, time. Lum takes the stage again and soothes the crowd. I do have some good news, he declares. Starting today, the colony is going to be granting requests from people who want to have children. A happy murmur burbles through the crowd. Yes, that's right. It's time to start on the next generation of Vertumnans and secure a future for our children. Lum pumps his fists in the air. Humans! 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 Anyway, about this war on nature. I think it's stupid, Cal says immediately. I know survival's important, but we don't have to kill things to survive here. Mars rolls her eyes. Of course you'd think that, she mutters. Personally, I think Lum is a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? And everyone listens to him? She flips her hair over her shoulder. They should listen to me instead. Finally, you're all called to participate in the games. The last ones, maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'd probably be an adult. You'll probably be an adult. As your friends all separate into their usual games, you realise that this may be the last time that you just get to be kids. Still can't do organising. We are at 36. Still can't do talent show. We are at 28. Do the trivia. Got our loyalty back down to quite neutral. Tangent is out for blood this year. She snaps at anyone who tries to talk to her before the trivia begins, and complains that she's been cramming so hard on pop culture that she feels like her brain is about to explode. Meanwhile, Nomi Nomi just bobs along to the music in their hear speakers they wait, totally unbothered. It's reasoning time. 90. Ooh, that might be our toughest one yet. So this becomes blue. It might be nice to take advantage of that. We could do 5, 5.
we should probably do 444. So we can get a 3 blue as... Oh, that's gone 5. Why did that go 5? Oh, +1 to mental blue cards. Okay. How's that? I don't know how good that is. Wait, if we did this... Oh, no, then that won't work. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Neighbours become blue. That's probably pretty good. It's just turning things to 5 that's going to be annoying, I think. Well, we could do 5, 6, 7. We could do... Oh, it's gone 6 now. What does that go to with all the unplayed cards? How's that? 37? That feels alright for this round. 36. Well, that should be doable, shouldn't it? So we can make that an 8. That's an 8. Let's keep that down there. Okay. That feels okay. Not too bad. Tang's cramming clearly paid off for her. She's strong competition until the category about old Earth slang, where you clearly pull ahead. You snatch victory from her clutches, and she grudgingly accepts your superiority in all things trivia. After the festivities, everyone is supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants in a hive, fortifying the walls and preparing for the human offensive against the planet. Yeah, it feels like it's going to build up to build up to a conclusion in the final year. 3 years, if they're waging war on the planet. Presumably, we might have to pick a side at some point. It's just... Okay, we talk to Cal. Cal waves at you as you enter the garden, leaning on his shovel. Hey, Solana? He calls out, but his eyes look past you down the path to where an enemy is beating the absolute tar out of a training dummy. Her fierce battle cries echo across the colony, making Cal wince. She's been going totally hard lately, huh? He says. He scratches his face, smearing dirt across his cheek. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to spar with her. She said it would be good for self-defense. Cal smiles sadly at the memory. I told her I don't want to fight, not her, not a training dummy, and not anything on the planet, for real. I've never seen her get so mad at me. She called me a baby and told me I'm going to end up forcing everyone to protect me because I'm weak or helpless or whatever. He seems upset and stabs the ground a few times with his shovel. I just don't think it's right to fight anyone, especially the Xenos. They were here first, he says. What do you think, Solana? Violence is never the answer. Cal looks relieved. Oh, I'm so glad you think so too, he says. Everyone's always telling me to see both sides of the argument, like they think that just because I'm young I haven't made my mind up yet. He shrugs. I just think if you have to hurt someone to get what you need, you don't deserve to have it. His eyes go back to an enemy. She stopped sparring with the training dummy and is looking up at the gardens as she has a drink. Neither she nor Cal wave at the other. Cal clenches his fist. There's got to be a way to figure out how to live in peace with all the cool things that live on this planet, he says. Like, hey, look at this weed I just saw growing over there. Cal has such strong convictions, it's one of the things you like best about him, even if some people disagree with them. Learned Cal more, whatever that means. You spend a few hours with Cal in the garden as he shows off the area that he's getting ready for the next planting season. The adults are really starting to trust him with more planning as he gets older, and he beams with pride. When you finally head out, you're just as dirty as he is, but you feel so much lighter. Cool. I'm actually going to look at the relationship system, because we're learning things about people, aren't we? If I click on, say, Cal. Age 18, birthday, we don't know. Augment, we don't know. Relationship, we don't know. Likes, dislikes, we don't know. So what did we learn about him? Well, we know he's a pacifist and loves animals. He's pretty loyal. He's pretty tough. He's quite peaceful. Okay. What about an enemy? Likes, red xeno eggs. Dislikes, crystal clusters. She's dating Vase. Armor-scaled skin. Don't know her birthday. Oh, there she is. I want to keep looking down this. Tangent. Augment, reduce sleep. That's all we know about her. She's pretty loyal. Well, she's in the middle, really, like us. She's fairly stoic, very intelligent. Okay. That Dis. Totally rebellious, totally adventurous, totally wild. He's 16. Don't know his birthday. No sense of fear. That's his augment. Relationship we don't know. I mean, we've tried. Likes medicinal roots and strange devices. That's good. We know a couple of those. Mars. 17. Her birthday's early wet. She did actually tell us that. I don't know why the others haven't told us theirs. Okay. We probably don't know much about Rex. Augment doggy ears. Okay. He likes sticks. Nomi. Says they, them. I think we've worked that out. A quirky, non-binary kid from the Heliopause. Doesn't like medicinal roots. She's 16. Sim. We don't really know anything about Sim. Is Dis a he, him? He is, isn't he? I think Nomi is the only they, them. Vaser's a bit older. He's dating an enemy. I think we knew that anyway. Okay, we can actually see the others as well. Pretty cool. Okay. Nothing from Mars. Nothing from Dis. We'll grab the flower. I probably would be doing more expeditions. I just feel like I want to save up for the glow one. I want to make sure my stress is 0 and that we're pretty tough and ready to deal with anything it throws at us. Talk to Nomi again. My mum and dad asked if I was getting serious with anyone. Nomi says, wrinkling the nose. Gross, a Rooney, right? She said that before to us, I think. Do we know what she likes? Crystal clusters, strange devices. Let's give her a present. Have a strange device. Got quite a few of those. Ooh, Nomi exclaims, making grabby hands at the strange device. Happy birthday to me. I can't believe you remembered. Thank you. Ah, well, we learned her birthday. Maybe you've got to give people, when you give people gifts, they'll mention that it's their birthday if you get it right. Well, you know, if you give them a present on their birthday, they'll mention it. That's probably how you learn that. I think if I replay this, I'd probably put a lot more effort into that side of things, just getting to know about people and giving gifts and stuff. I kind of been, up until the last couple of episodes, I've kind of been hoarding my collectibles for use in the card challenges, but actually I haven't really needed to that much, just a couple of times. Right, so I want more toughness, so we're going to do that again. You shovel a mound of dirt taller than yourself, then discover you moved it to the wrong place and have to do it all again. Oh, man. +1 to physical red cards. 1 becomes 4. It's only 31, though. +3 if in the first or last pane. Well, let's start with that. So that's going to be a 6. Well, we could put... Alright, we'll stick it there. +2 to cards with gems. We can actually make that a 9. That's going to be a 4 anyway, so we'll stick it there. Well, maybe we can put that there. Put that there. It's not terribly impressive, is it? But yeah. All right. We could have got up to 30. Could have got a few more. Okay, so our toughness is now 82. Is there anything else I would like to kind of bring to glow? Oh, we got a new perk. Ah, nice. Update basic cards in the garrison gym. Ooh. Let's go do a bit of that. Visit the gym. So these are the ones... Oh, okay, you have to pay. Well, I guess. So that makes sense. What would it look like upgraded? Can I preview it? It's probably going to make it give it a +1, isn't it? I probably want to forget that if it comes up. Alright, well, good to know. I haven't got enough credits to be doing that. I wish I could sell stuff in the shop. Like sell cards. Alright, so I was just thinking about what I want to upgrade if we're going out into the glow. Bravery might be good. If I could get bravery up to 80. What's good for bravery? Two. That's 2. I don't think anything in engineering is going to give me bravery. I could be wrong. Tempting to do a bit of that, but I think, yeah. So we've got 2 bravery. We could probably get a few more though with bonuses. Is there anything in geoponics? I mean, I'm guessing probably not. You can actually get 2 toughness as well as biology. Which I've maxed, in fairness, working on the farm. Alright, well, we'll do a bit of... I forget, was it sports ball, maybe? Alright, we'll do a round of sports ball. You're on your way to the sports ball pitch when you literally run into an enemy. She's dressed for combat training. Her long curly hair tied back into a no-nonsense braid. "Oh," she says, holding you at arm's length and checking you over to make sure you're okay. "I didn't see you there, sorry." "Aren't you coming to sports ball practice?" An enemy laughs, then stops when she realizes you're not joking. "Oh, you're serious. Aren't we a little old for sports ball?" she says, looking incredulous. "I mean, it's fun and all, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just a game. I'd rather be training for the defense force." She looks you up and down. "You should sign up, Solana. A lot of us old sports ball players did." She marches off down the hallway towards the garrison, leaving you to contemplate your choices in life. I just want a bit more bravery. What's wrong with that? 29. First collectible use is free, though, so that's good. 3, 4, 5... +1 for each gem on other cards. So that could become 5. If we did 3, 4, 5. 5, 8. Oh, yes. It is what it is. Oh, well, we maxed it out anyway. 3 bravery. Okay, so how high are we now? We're 76. I probably might do that a couple more times. 1, 2, and then we'll rest just before glow. That's my plan, I think. And I know it's... Let me just see, hang on. I know we're at nearly an hour and 10 minutes on this episode, but I'll whiz through the sports ball segments and then we'll go do glow, because I'm excited to do that in this episode. Alright, sports ball. Security Chief Red interrupts your your afternoon training to address the group. An enemy perks up. This seems important.
"Since the original colony was destroyed," Rhett begins, "we have needed every skilled security officer we can find to defend our home. And now, with Governor Lum's blessing, age is no longer a requirement. We are looking for young recruits to join the ranks of the defense squads. This is a serious job."
He punches his hands for emphasis.
"You'll be soldiers, not little kids learning self-defense or peering down from the safety of the walls. You will be in danger. You need to be brave and know your way around a weapon. Step forward if you think you have what it takes to defend our colony."
Well, let's step forward, because it might open up some better training for bravery. When Rhett smiles, it's not a happy smile.
"But do you have what it takes to survive?"
I do. Rhett nods.
Okay, you're in. See you at dawn, recruit.
Okay. I mean, I'm not on the soldier kind of path, if you like, but if that's a way to get better bravery for the last month before Glow, that's good. 35. Okay. +2 for every other red card. So we get up to 9. And that can get up to 10. So that's 9, 10. +2 to all other red cards. I think we have to include that, don't we? And that, because that won't affect that. Oh, okay, well we didn't use another gem. How did we do? We didn't actually do it. Okay. How about that? Really? 7, 8, 9 didn't... Alright, well, that helps us win. 3 bravery. Crawling up. 2 toughness, though. I mean, that's good, because we want toughness also. Alright, so it's now mid-wet. If we do guard duty, what does that give us? It gives us 3 combat, 2 bravery. Friendship with Vase. I kind of like the thought of getting more toughness as well, though. It's only 2 bravery, 1 toughness. Because the combat we've got maxed anyway with our gear. I'm doing sports ball again. You're practicing on goal with Rex and Nugar when you're distracted by a crowd forming over by the sidelines. You trot over to see what's up and find an enemy recruiting for colony defense. It's a natural fit for your skills, she tells one of the older kids. It's just like doing drills, but instead of playing with balls, you get to play with guns and explosives. It's awesome. And if you're not old enough yet, you can still help out on lookout, she says to a younger kid. That's how I started, but now I get to protect the colony and the people I love. How do you feel about this? I'm going to keep playing sports ball. Sorry, an enemy. Fine, an enemy says, turning away to talk to the others. Solana wants to stay and kick around a ball all day. He's able to do that because of people like us. If you want to protect the colony, come with me. She leads a small group of players into the garrison and you get back on with your game. I feel bad, Rex says. On the Helio, it was just kind of assumed we'd all be soldiers. But man, I don't want to go do drills. I just want to have fun. Nugar is happy she gets to keep playing. You're kind of glad she's still naive enough to like something silly like sports ball, even with everything else going on. You keep playing sports ball, but you can't shake the idea that everything you've been practicing has basically been priming you for the defense force. Running, working on your aim, even learning how to work on a team. That's all soldier stuff, right? You can't help but wonder if this is the whole reason the colony even has sports ball. It does seem a little frivolous to have a sports team in a time of war. It doesn't sit well with you. 33. 1 becomes 4. That's annoying. But can we make them... we can make the others 4 as well. So if we do, say, a 3 and a 2, they're all 4. And I can stick another 4 there. And everything's still 4. I'll stick an 8 in there. How's that? 33. Spot on. Okay. Good. Okay, so we're at 82 bravery, 88 toughness. I think that's put us in pretty good shape for Glow. Alright. New perk. What do we get? Reduce exploration stress. Every event in exploring causes +10 stress instead of +15. Well, that's good. Do a quick check around. Anyone wants to talk to us? I think we'll probably chill out on the walls again. Raise friendship with Dis very slightly. Check Tang. No. You and Dis have the kind of conversations that are impossible to describe afterwards. You talk about everything and nothing. What you think you'll be doing in 10 years. What are the best and worst parts about being alive? Is human nature fixed, or is it a product of society? Are emotions necessary for survival, or do they just get in the way? Dis has some surprising opinions. You find yourself enjoying talking to him, even if he is a little intense. Yeah, we'll forget a basic 3 card. Right. It's time. It's time to go out into the glow. And I'm looking forward to this. This seems quite... Ooh. We're going to be doing this. Okay. Okay, we literally can go around the outskirts. There's... I don't know what this question... exclamation mark is. Let's do it first. No one is allowed outside the colony during glow, so if you stay out of the lookout sights, there will be nobody to catch you. It also means you're alone out here. If you get into trouble, it's going to be big trouble. You hope you know what you're doing. The familiar is unfamiliar during glow. The sky is dark, except for the eerie light of the wormhole, seeming so much closer than it usually is. And the gloom makes the shadows deeper and more mysterious. It's so hauntingly quiet that you can even hear the movement of animals, the beat of soft wings, a whomph of something large in the distance. What's that curious sound? It's just a Daubus moth taking flight. Its usually dull plumage is an iridescent rainbow, glowing warmly in the light dark of glow. It slowly glides through the mushroom trees. You've been taught to be terrified of glow season since you landed here, that there were monsters out here, circling the colony and attacking anything they saw. But it's so much more serene than you were expecting. Maybe they were wrong or lying to you. It's... Oh, can we get down there? I see Sim. We'll make our way to Sim. It might be a bit of a linear path to him. Oh, we can actually walk past it. But maybe we should do it. I don't know. Yeah, okay. You're crossing a section of wilderness here where the other plants don't throw off as much luminescence as the other parts. It's oppressively dark here. You use your holopalm as a flashlight, focusing the light as a beam to slowly make your way through the cloying undergrowth. The beam of your holopalm sweeps over a familiar form, a manticore. Your heart skips a beat at encountering this fearsome beast in the dark. This manticore isn't the deadly killer of the colony's cautionary tales. Actually, it looks terrified. It backs up against a tree, cowering, its eyes rolling in panic. Keep our light on it. Maybe we can work out a way to protect ourselves from it. You're too scared to move your light away, convinced it will pounce under cover of darkness. You try to hold your light steady, but you're shaking. So is the manticore. Then you realize it isn't even looking at you. It's staring into the forest to the right. You slowly grasp that the manticore isn't scared of you. It's scared of something else. It suddenly screeches in fear and bolts off to the left. Ooh, you hear something absolutely enormous moving in the trees off to the right, where the manticore was staring. It's a deep, grinding sound, like ancient trees rubbing together in the wind, except there's no wind. You turn off your flashlight and hold your breath. You hear a single loud thump, then stillness again. You wait a full 20 minutes in complete silence. Gradually, the insect chirps and other noises of the forest return, and the glowbugs drift lazily back into the air. You hadn't even realized they were missing, as if the entire jungle was holding its breath too. Whatever it was seems to have moved on. Eep. We should probably do the challenges, shouldn't we? That's kind of why we're here. I just don't want to max out on stress before we get up. Well, we'll keep an eye on the stress, perhaps. You come to a dense part of the path where the gnarlwood surrounds you and blocks out the sky and the wormhole above. Long threads that look like hair are hanging down from the trees. Strange, you've never seen this during the rest of the year. You'll have to go through these. Let's take a closer look. The strands are sticky like spider's web. So sticky and thick, in fact, that you would be caught if you tried to push your way through it. We could cut our way through it. Your skill with the plas cutter comes in handy as you're able to cut a Solana-sized hole through the sticky hairs without accidentally getting them all over yourself. Seriously, this stuff is like super glue and the strands are extremely tough. You get a small piece on your pants and you're pretty sure it's never coming off. You come across a strange glowing river in the sky, floating just over the mushroom-capped treetops. It reminds you of old Earth vids about the Milky Way, or the Northern Lights. It undulates away to the left and right, a river of luminous mist. Beneath it, a curtain of tiny, glowing particles slowly rains down on the forest below. Follow it. It seems to be denser to the left and flowing slowly to the right, so you decide to head left towards what must be the source. You stray from the path. The ground is hard to traverse in the dim phosphorescence. The river gets denser and starts to shimmer a little, like the spore clouds you see sometimes in pollen. You're careful not to get too close to the particles raining down from it. The mist seems to be coming from something near the ground, somewhere up ahead. It's something big. Something big and moving. The strange river of light is flowing from something on the next plateau. It's heading east, trailing this glowing dust, some kind of spore maybe, behind it. You could go down into the ravine here and try to keep following it, or safely cross under the eerie stream and continue where you were headed before. Well, let's keep going. Alright, more stress. We're almost halfway on stress now. After a harrowing trip through the muddy ravine, you make it up to the next plateau, only to find the Sky River has dissipated. You can't find any sign of what made it. Ah well. Alright, we're 50 now. So I'm going to walk past a couple of these. Because I really want to get... Oh, here's Sim. So what's off this way? Is this a dead end? It is. Okay, well, let's talk to Sim. Shadows upon shadows move against each other in glow, wavering under the gloaming of the mush trees like ghosts. The forest is as still as a creature breathing its last breath. You don't see Sim until you're practically on top of him. Hi, Sugarbug. He laughs, holding you by the shoulders. Miss me? Oh, you nearly didn't there. I totally saw you there. Sim smiles. Of course you did. You're practically made for this place. Sim starts walking through the forest, his footsteps finding the path with ease. This is my favourite time of year, you know, he says. I get the sense that you humans are afraid of it. Well, things do tend to attack us. That's true, Sim replies, tilting his head with a funny expression. Those attacks are not natural, as you may have guessed. Glow isn't dangerous at all. It's lovely. He smiles. Glow is a time of healing, actually. A time for the creatures of this planet to go dormant and reflect on themselves, and to strengthen connections with other life forms. Of course the planet repels you, he adds, raising his hand to stir a cloud of glowing spores drifting above your heads. You don't connect. You're like a burr lodged against its skin. Sim continues walking. I'm sure you have some questions for me, as usual, he says, his voice wry. Seriously, what's up with the wormhole? Sim laughs. Just like that. You would like me to unravel the mysteries of the universe for you. Suffice it to say, I don't think you could fully understand it, even if I explained everything I know. He looks up at the wormhole with a thoughtful expression. Truthfully, the wormhole is older even than even this planet, he murmurs. It operates on a level of space and time that are beyond even my comprehension. The universe is impossibly vast and unknowable. I'm sure you've already noticed that it's related to your foresight, yes? He asks, and you nod. Your dreams, if that's what they are, always seem to get worse in wet and glow when the wormhole is close to the planet. Many individuals, such as yourself, are sensitive to a wormhole's effect of time and space, fluctuations and eddies in the normal linear flow of reality. Think of it like an echo, only not your own. Think of it as if a version of yourself stood in this spot and shouted, then moved forward in time before hearing his own voice return. You can hear those echoes, choices that person made, and events he experienced that may not come to pass for yourself. So I can change the future? Sim tilts his head. Yes, but forgive me for being glib, but that's not what makes you special. All living things change the future simply by existing, he says. You see glimpses of what might happen as you do. Sim stops talking and smiles politely. Well, that's enough for now. The trees have ears, you know. Interesting. We'll keep going. Oh, we have an exclamation mark. And there's more stuff down there. How do I get to that bit? Alright, well, we'll do the yellow one. You climb up to a plateau ringed with gnarlwood trees. The view is fantastic. You can see the entire valley on this side of the colony here. You have a curious sense of remembering this place. Not from your dreams, but no, from a vision you had deep under a strange pyramid. Something important will happen here, but not yet. Take some samples. Your quest for knowledge continues, so you take some samples and analyze them with your holopalm. There are some wacky things here. There's glowing mushrooms you've never seen before, and a strange amount of deadfall, as if there had been some kind of localized tornado. You log fake location data, so it looks like you found these things inside the colony. Utopia would be upset if she knew where and when you actually got this. So keep exploring. We've still got some stress to spend, as it were. I want to go over to where that manticore was, if we can... it's probably this way, isn't it? Ooh, where are we going now? Have I been here? I must have been here, because everything's sort of cleared. Yeah, I have a vague memory of trying to get up there. So I was here, and I went off that way. But I can go this way. Ooh, manticore. Oh, this is actually a dead end. So, I guess we'll talk to the manticore. Well, I say talk to it. You come across a sawmill that's been shut down for the season. There's movement inside, and something in there is yipping and moaning in pain. You approach it carefully and find that some sort of dog-like creature has gotten trapped in the machinery. It growls at you and blinks its eyes, then its other eyes, and then its other eyes. Boy, it has a lot of eyes. The loggers won't be back for weeks, so this creature will surely die slowly and painfully. It looks worn out already, but still dangerous. Clearly we're going to release it. You try to come near, but it bites at you ferociously, nearly taking your hand off. You don't see a way you can safely free it. Watch it? You sit to watch it, hoping to learn more from it, or at least a way to free it without endangering yourself. The creature's obviously been struggling for a long time. Once it realizes you're not here to eat it, it slumps down to nap. You feel an irresistible urge to do the same and fall into something of a trance. Then something bizarre happens. A massive shadow drifts into the lumberyard, coming between you and the creature. You have the sense of an immense presence. Little typo there. Something massive but graceful. You're not quite sure if you're dreaming, but you feel rooted to the spot and unnaturally calm. It's as if you've been drugged. The shadow stays a while, observing you curiously, then it drifts away again. You blink, coming out of your trance. What just happened? Did you fall asleep? You look back over to the machinery and realize the trapped eye beast is gone. You aren't sure if you should feel relieved or terrified. Was it freed? Eaten? But you decide to get the heck away from this place now and ask those questions later. Fair enough. I don't know why there was a picture of a manticore. Unless it was a young manticore. Right, we can do 3 more before we're forced to return home. Where are we? So there's Sim. Was there anything up here apart from the exclamation mark? Oh! Oh. Alright. Your explorations lead you steadily upward until you find yourself on a plateau overlooking the valley. The colony is a dark little smudge below, a break in the magnificent natural luminescence of glow. From up here, the wormhole feels so close you could touch it. You're not alone up here. Your heart leaps into your throat as you spot it, silhouetted dark on dark under the eerie light of the wormhole. A faceless. Well, we are going to watch it. Atop this high plateau ringed by gnarlwood trees, the massive creature stands staring at the sky. As you watch, mesmerized, some of its swaying tentacles open up and a glowing dust oozes from them. This was probably the thing we were following before, rising like smoke into the night. Then it's gone. The whole entire faceless just vanished in the blink of an eye. Or did you imagine it? You rub your face, easing the sudden tension that has sprung up behind your eyeballs. I'm going to go where it was standing. There are footsteps here. I think it means footprints. Giant footprints, each ringed with mushrooms, pushed up from the moist soil by the weight of the beast. You gingerly realise you're standing in the middle of one. The Faceless, if indeed one was standing here earlier, could crush you as flat as the grass beneath your feet. You find the other signs of it. Trees have been knocked down in a circular pattern here, and the bushes and grasses have been pushed up into one big mound, leaving the rest of the plateau clear. You remember this place now, from your visions, from under the pyramids in the resting ridges, and from long before that. You feel as if you've always known. Something important will happen here, soon. Right, wait. You stare up at the wormhole, immense in the sky above, just as you remember doing in your vision. You wait. We'll continue to wait. How are we doing? 72 out of 100. You wait. Keep going. You wait. I'll be up to 80 now. 76. You yawn and check your holopalm. It's hard to keep track of time during glow, but it's getting late. You look around, but nothing has changed. The trees are still perfectly still. Well, we're going to continue waiting. You wait. Wait. We're up to 80 out of 100 now. The wormhole seems especially huge right now. Is it always so big? You imagine you can see whole galaxies in its slowly spinning arms, tiny flecks of rainbow light being sucked into the black hole in the centre. But it's so much closer than a galaxy, so close it could swallow you and all of Vertumna in its hungry, ethereal maw. Wait. The forest seems to get quieter, as if it's expecting something. We're up to 86 now. The wormhole swells as you stare and stare into its depths. It's been hours. It's now well past the middle of the night. You're exhausted, but you can't look away. You feel hypnotized. Wait. You've always been waiting. You always will be waiting, staring up at the wormhole, being sucked into its depths. A shadow falls over you. Look at the shadow. You slowly lower your gaze from where you've been staring at the wormhole for hours, your neck stiff and sore. Straight ahead of you, what you'd earlier thought was just the shadow of a tree, is the Faceless. It was there all along, watching you. It takes a heavy step forward and then another. It moves gently, its feet sinking into the soft ground and pushing up phosphorescent fungi from below to explode to the surface in rings of jubilant light. You don't move as it approaches. It took all your energy to look away from the wormhole, but you're still completely spellbound. The Faceless looms over you as big as a building. Its zippered neck gapes grotesquely, and its tentacles wave gently through the air, tasting it, feeling it, smelling you. The ends of two tentacles open, and that strange glowing mist floats up from them. It leans down. It envelops you. Oh, okay, all right, interesting. It envelops you in its tentacles, each as large as you are, and you breathe in its spores. Under the eternal night sky of glow, the wormhole seems to swallow you both whole, and the entire planet, and an infinite number of universes besides. You feel a beckoning within you, a curious tug somewhere in your ribcage, a yearning you can't describe. I'm going to resist infinity. Embrace it, the end. That seems extreme. Let's resist. You aren't ready. A small part of you demands to stay here on this plane of consciousness. You hold your breath and bring your mind back to the present. You let the Faceless touch you softly with its tentacles until it seems satisfied that you've made your decision, and then it withdraws. As you slowly disconnect from the gentle creature, you can feel its emotions, its story. You understand that it was born like the others of its kind in a breeding tank below the ground. Although it was sent here to destroy your colony, something changed in it that can't be changed back. You see again the image of the Faceless staring up at the wormhole, transfixed as you were. It no longer feels the pull of the ley lines, the thumpers, the forces that were used to control it. It is no longer a construct or an avatar, but a free being. It only feels the dance of the wormhole now, and the natural rhythms of life itself. You stand completely still, arrested by the sudden understanding that sweeps over you. The Faceless retreats to the large mound of grasses and bushes at the other end of the plateau. A baby Faceless pokes its head out of the nest, wriggling its tentacles in greeting to its mother. Huh. Wow. That was quite profound in a way, wasn't it? Alright, well, we're going to go home to the colony now. But I'll end the video here. That feels like a good place to end it. Quite a thoughtful ending. We could have ended the game here, but we chose not to. So, yeah, awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely did. It was interesting to go out into Glow and just find out a little more about what's going on with the planet. It's pretty cool. But hit the like button if you did enjoy it. That would be great, as would signing up. Become a subscriber if you haven't already. That would be fantastic. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. The game so far, being out in Glow. Any thoughts about the nature of the planet and the beasts and why they attack the colony? That'd be interesting to know. And yeah, and I'll hope to see you next time for more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Bye for now.